Hello everyone, I am Taureor and welcome to another one of my Hearts of Iron IV challenges. Today we're going to play as Romania and conquer all of Europe, and maybe a bit more. Let's get going. Ironman historical focuses, regular, and difficulty. Yeah, I've tested it quite a bit. As usual, I do try to plan these out in advance. And maybe I'll finally start streaming those preparations, I still haven't decided. Anyway, with the DLC called Death or Dishonor, Romania has a unique and pretty powerful focus tree that lets us do quite a lot of things. So first we're going to use that to dominate the Balkans, and then, well, then comes the rest of Europe. We start with 31 divisions, which is pretty great. I'm going to keep all the mountaineers, the tank, and the trained infantry in a separate unit. The untrained infantry, of course, is going to get trained, and the horses, the cavalry, is going to be switched into infantry later. Let's also train quite a lot of cavalry. Why am I training cavalry since it's useless and small? Well, because I'm going to be switching this template into infantry template, but training a cavalry unit requires less equipment and manpower to deploy, so I'll be able to build up more troops in the field faster that way. And finally, national focuses. Let's first institute a royal dictatorship. It seems counterintuitive because we can get some nice things over here, just get territory. But we need to revise the constitution first, because it gives us a very powerful buff that will conserve quite a lot of political power for us. So let's do royal dictatorship. As for construction, let's get some civilian factories. We will be building forts on the Soviet border later on. As for equipment, this should do, as well as some convoys. Yes, I like submarines, really. We're gonna do some generic research and need to choose a doctrine. I'm tempted to do mobile warfare, but maybe next time. For now, let's do superior firepower. As usual, because it's very, very powerful. Let's unpause the game. And wait, also I'm going to... oh, yes, we do have a negative modifier because our king is a party animal. I'm going to have to, accept that. It's not a big price to pay for this modifier. It's going to be amazing for us. But all in its own time. Right, let's deploy these guys as soon as they are deployable, because we need to get a lot of units in the field. That is because some of the best focuses that we can do require us to have a certain amount of troops in the field. And when we deploy them like that, we'll be able to do them early and thus increase our strength early. We've instituted the royal dictatorship, now we're going to revise the constitution. You might be thinking, why is he not spending the political power he has? Well, because revising the constitution will make our advisors so much cheaper. We have revised the constitution. That lets us get some advisors very cheaply. For example, silent workhorse, just 112. I'm also going to get a backroom backstabber. He's going to pay off, although not as much as the silent workhorse. Now it is tempting to go into Balkans dominance immediately. However, I believe that our best shot is to get the research slot first, and then go into Balkan dominance. Yes, the king must be allowed to party. We need a lot of manpower, and we need a lot of manpower quickly, so let's do limited conscription now. And the next thing we'll do will probably be free trade. With the Royal Foundation done, we can finally focus on dominating the Balkans. So, there you go. Balkan dominance. Let's go to free trade to increase our factory and research output. See how many things we can do early because of the decreased cost. Balkans dominance is done. Now, we need to do one of these focuses, but we don't have enough manpower in the field. Yes, that is unfortunate. Can I deploy some? I can. How many do we have now? Almost enough. What we need to do now is cancel all these trainings, select the cavalry we've deployed, and now we switch it to infantry. We'll get all the free manpower quickly, and thus we'll have enough to start the focus momentarily. Here we go. We're going to start by puppeting Bulgaria. And basically, if they defy us, we get a war goal. If they don't, well, we just get a puppet. Just in case they decide to be defiant, let's prepare an attack. Our guys don't really have enough equipment to be effective, but it doesn't really matter. We're strong enough to beat them up anyway. Yay, king throws another party. Let's party a bit, why not? All our manpower is going directly to the units we have in the field. Could use some more, but hey. Bulgaria submits. Alright, we have got a puppet. And let's join the Anti-Comintern Pact. Let's leave Yugoslavia for later. let's align Hungary now. This basically means one of three outcomes. Either Hungary submits to us and becomes our puppet, or Hungary decides that we should be friends and wants to join an alliance, but we can refuse and get a war goal, or we just get a war goal. Let's take all the Bulgarian forces. I realize the guys we've deployed earlier aren't really, what should I call it, combat ready, but we can still make use of them. Let's get 3 armies on the Hungarian border. Let's also hire an infantry expert, and also an army offense expert. Kingdom of Hungary defiant, so we can just do nothing, or we can get a war goal. So let's get a war goal, and declare war immediately. Our guys are ready, it should not be a problem. Oh. There's an empty way into their territory. Let's do that. Let's move into their capital, as well as Pech, this place anyway. And that should be enough to make them capitulate, if of course we can get through. I mean, we might get cut off from supply, but it should not matter. If we can get these, we'll be victorious very quickly. And there you go. Now, our war goal was to puppet Hungary, and we could benefit greatly from puppeting Hungary. However, for my plans to be successful, I will need to annex them directly. I will need their factories. So, sorry. Only those that agree to be my puppets without fighting get to be my puppets. Crap, I forgot to select the focus. This is going to slow us down a bit. Let's secure Greece now. We're going to be attacking from Bulgarian territory. With Hungary's factories, we have quite a production capacity now. Mostly focusing on industry now, because our current fights will not be too difficult. Another scandal. I think we should go after Czechoslovakia next and leave Yugoslavia for last. Alright, let's attack Greece. No reason to wait. And we need to call Bulgaria into that one, otherwise we won't be able to enter their territory. Should not be too difficult again. Greece is not as strong as we are. Yeah, this army is in a difficult situation. Let's save it. I was a bit too hasty with this. Let's send some guys to focus on Athens. Attack harder. We must get to Czechoslovakia. Actually, I'll send this army to deal with Czechoslovakia. We need to have troops ready at their border when the focus is done, and just in case they decide they don't want to submit. And they should be surrendering now. Oh no, I still need Thessalonica. They should surrender. And they have. Now, as I said before, only those that agree to be our puppets will be our puppets. I need factories. Now we need to send all our troops to Czechoslovakia. Alright. Hitler accepts. Now, what does Czechoslovakia say? Oh, he's defiant. That is surprising. Anyway, now we get a free war goal on Czechoslovakia. Let's use that immediately. The problem is Germany will also do this. They will also get a war goal. In that case, they will take the majority of Czechoslovakia, unfortunately. In the meantime, we're going to divide Yugoslavia. Yeah, our guys are still far away. Should have dealt with Greece a bit faster. Now, Germany is going to attack Czechoslovakia in a moment, which is very unfortunate for us, because they'll get most of the stuff. But the more we press on and the more casualties we take, actually, the more we will be able to take for ourselves. There is a little bit of an issue here. It's very likely that Germany will get most of the territory. So I've forced attack, so hopefully we can get a little bit more war score. Anyway, there's not much we can do now, so let's just see what happens. And that's it. We got almost nothing. But that's how it is if Germany is involved. We got 5 civilian factories. Well, that's better than nothing, and we get a nicer border with Poland if we want to attack them. We don't really want to attack them. It would be great to have Western Slovakia. It would be wonderful to have Bohemia. But that was not in the cards for us. I was a bit too slow in Greece. If I was faster in Greece and if all my troops were here, I would have been able to get a bit more than that. So this is already not a perfect run. But we'll be okay. Now let's get ready to take out Yugoslavia. But that is going to involve some other meddling as well. I'm going to have to disband some of my troops for this. First of all, I need to send expeditionary forces back to Bulgaria. And I will need to be disbanding some of my troops. Why? Well, I want to go to extensive conscription. Yes, a next war goal. Let's declare the war. And see, can we switch to extensive conscription? We cannot. So what I need to do is disband some of our troops. Finally that's enough. Okay, let's do extensive conscription. And now we can rebuild our army. We're going to have to do flexible foreign policy because we need to switch to fascism so that we can freely enter and exit the Axis as we please. Anyway, let's unpause now and see how we do. Alright, the army up north is doing well, and the south only needs to hold off the enemy, and Bulgaria is not called in, so this area is safe. Yeah, seems like we're doing fine. And why did I need extensive conscription so badly? Well, because we need quite a lot of troops in order to be able to declare war on Turkey. Let's call in Bulgaria. I'm not sure if that was actually a good idea. And there it goes, Yugoslavia. I'm also going to annex them. Yes, we could get 3 very nice puppets out of Yugoslavia, but I'm not doing puppets, at least not extensively, in this playthrough. And now our next course of action is to attack Turkey. We're also going to need to start building forts on the Soviet border, and our troops are on their way to Turkey. With flexible foreign policy done, we need to start moving towards joining the Axis, unfortunately. I'd rather stay non-aligned, and we could theoretically join them while non-aligned, but it is risky. We now have enough manpower to secure the Bosphorus. However, we're in the middle of another focus. Italy joined Axis, Anschluss has happened, and we finished the focus. So now we can secure the Bosphorus, which is quite good. Poland joined allies already. Well, that's because we've generated some world attention in the meantime. Alright, who won? Nationalist Spain was victorious. We have almost 1 million manpower in the field. Good. Let us work on national defense industry and attack Turkey. And I need to call in Bulgaria now. To do it manually because this calling in mechanism very often doesn't work properly. And there we go. Let's see how well this works out for us. Let's try and push you past Istanbul before they can secure the area. Turkey does have a sizable navy, so they could theoretically launch a naval invasion, but if that happens, I'll just pull back one of these armies here. You guys just follow the coast and try to let these guys through. But now at last, there we are. I suppose it's time to start switching to fascism. Let's take a fascist demagogue. But I do need to join the Axis relatively soon because the Soviet Union will attack us. Theoretically, those forts aren't really necessary, because with German help it will be rather easy to beat them. But with our extra bonus to fort building, it will not take too long. 5 levels will be more than enough. And there goes Turkey. I'm going to annex everything. Now we're going to start preparing for 2 things. Defending against the Soviets and attacking the United Kingdom. Yes, I'm building submarines all the time. And I think it's time to switch to fascism, open up political discourse, and hold national referendum. Unfortunately, we will lose our king. I actually quite liked him, but we still have his lifestyle modifier. I'll have to get rid of that. There are 2 ways we can do that: King Michael's coup or forcing abdication. First, though, we will want to go to war economy. Let's do King Michael's coup. It's going to remove the King Carl's lifestyle modifier, but it is going to keep the Sentinel of the Motherland, and yeah, we're not going to do Iron God because it's not as good as it seems. It's time for us to join the Axis. And we're in the Axis. Now, we're not joining the wars, at least not yet. We're doing this so that we're safe from the Soviet Union. Also, let's justify a war goal on Iraq and Iran in the meantime. Perhaps we can do that without the Allies guaranteeing them. And if they are guaranteed, we will just stop the justification. We've done King Michael's coup, so we won't get those nasty events from our king anymore. And now let's move towards the next research slot. It's time to start researching some naval stuff, namely transport ships. And submarines too, perhaps, but a bit later. Warsaw is taken, Poland's about to capitulate, and then the Soviets get this territory, which is why I have scheduled forts also in here. Although, if we are in the Axis, the Soviet attack should not be too difficult, if it comes at all. Poland has capitulated, and they're attacking the Benelux. USSR takes Poland, which is why these forts here will be necessary. Although, I'm still not sure if they will be actually necessary. And the fall of Paris. Right, let's do army maneuvers and army war college. And our war goal on Iraq is ready. Let's attack. Oh, Lend-Lease. Yes, thank you. Go on, take Baghdad, and we'll be done. And that's it. Iraq is taken, let's just take all states. And justification on Iran is complete. Let's attack and try doing one on Afghanistan. Maybe we can take them out too. And in 1940 we have to attack the UK. I'm beginning to think my fort building might be completely unnecessary. I think it's time to switch to surface by requirement. We do need the manpower. We could puppet people, but I want to limit that in this playthrough. Let's annex everything. Let's see if Afghanistan gets guaranteed. Afghanistan does get guaranteed, so let's cancel the justification. For now, let's assign 3 armies to the Soviet border. Germany will help us if they attack. And send 2 of them to northern France, from where we will be. Or maybe from Denmark, I'm not sure yet. Anyway, we will be staging naval invasion either through here or through here. Whoops. Germany attacked the Soviets. Well, at least now the Soviets will not attack me. Most likely. I will focus on the UK, and the Germans can take on the Soviet Union. We are almost ready to attack. However, I can't join the German war. It was merged with the Soviet one. So I would be fighting the Soviets as well. What I need to do instead is justify a separate war goal on the British. Let's take Gibraltar, maybe. And that separate war goal will put me at war with the British, but not with the Soviets. If you're attacking a port directly, they're usually defended, so it's better to land right next to one and then attack it manually. Are we ready? Well, let's send our ships over on patrol to the English Channel. Don't repair, engage. Or rather, just escort my convoys. That might be better. Right, planes. I send them to the channel as well. And that's it. Let's attack. The invasions should launch. And they have. Let's see if they get intercepted or not. Yes, they're calling everyone in. Good. That is what is supposed to happen. And we have landed. And Dover is undefended. Good to know. Let's go to Portsmouth. And the rest of you, I don't know, head for Bristol or something. Similar orders for you guys. Now, we don't want our attack here to actually be too easy of a victory. Why? Well, because we need to accumulate quite a lot of war score against the British. So it's better if they actually prepare a bit of a defense. We will win, but we also need to get sufficient war score in the meantime. Sending some reinforcements as well. Let's just focus on going towards Scotland. You guys, go around London, don't take London. They have secured London. Let's keep it in enemy hands, but not advance. Spanish volunteers, no thank you. How far are you from capitulation? 11%. Well, it's getting better, but I need around 20 at least to get something decent in the peace deal. Otherwise the Germans and Italians will just steal everything. I might want to leave Glasgow just like I left London. If we can fight them like this for a longer time, we'll get more war score, and more war score is crucial. We'll be farming war score on trapped British people, which is very cruel. Do not invade it, do not attack, don't do anything. Let's make sure all of the allies are involved in the war. Yes, they are. Let's call in Bulgaria, because why the hell not? 17% already. That is not bad. How are we doing in the British Raj? Also good. This is certainly helping a bit. Now we just need to keep it up for a little while. And watch out so the US don't join the war against us. In the meantime, the war between the Soviet Union and Germany is unresolved. Good. And we're up to 20%. Soon we'll be higher than Italy. Italy tends to make puppets, so if we're higher than them, we will be able to at least shadow puppet most of countries here, and thus make it impossible for them to steal land. Let's make 2 more armies. We do have the manpower for them. We'll send them to the Raj. And we have surpassed Italy, but I can keep this going for a while longer. How's China, though? I'd like to fight China before it's over. Yeah, it's far from over. Should I invade Afghanistan in the meantime? If I do, I will get some more war score, but also the Axis might take this land. British Raj has capitulated. Good. They've capitulated to me. Let's get a quick war goal in Afghanistan. That shouldn't take too long. We are at war with a major power after all. Justification on Afghanistan is complete, but my guys are not in position yet. 28. Let's attack Afghanistan. I feel like we've slowed down too much, and we should finish this. Let's take London. It would take us over a year to get more than Germany. I don't think it's worth it. They won't be able to steal everything, by the way. Right, and that's it. The UK has capitulated, and we have a lot of war score. Germany did take some land, but it should not be a problem. Alright, so what do we want to do? I would love to puppet the UK, not because we want them as a puppet, but because we would inherit all of their massive fleet. What else? I would love to have a connection to China so that we can invade them. And anything else? Yes, it would be nice to have Dutch East Indies as a puppet, because they do have a ton of manpower, and manpower is a bit of a problem for me. I will have to steal it from others, and it would be nice to have Canada, at least a bit of Canada, if I decide to invade the US. So, I'll do my best to get a lot of territory from this, and I'll show you the end result, because, you know, transmitting the whole peace conference would be a bit too much. Let's see how much we got. We got 48 states and 2 puppets. We have 300 factories. We own all of the Raj, Afghanistan, most of Canada, but not... I misclicked and gave land to Vichy France. I gave land in Canada to Vichy France. And Romanian East Indies. Bloody hell. Okay, I'm pretty tired. We have Britain as a puppet. Britain is not a great puppet. They don't have a lot of manpower. Their manpower laws are not amazing. However, they have a huge fleet. Oh, 1.3 million. I retract that. 1.3 million is quite decent, actually. How about East Indies? They do have a lot, usually. Yes, almost 1 million. So we have 2 million puppet manpower we'll use soon. I have decided to attack China for manpower. Let's justify a war goal on them. It's only 20 days. And also I've created some colonial templates with Britain and East Indies so that we can conserve our own manpower. I'm also building stuff in their territory to annex them in time. Justification is done. Let's declare war. And I'm not sure if they're going to be calling in their allies, but just in case they're not, I'm going to get a justification on Yunnan. Jiangxi click is done. We also need Xinjiang, but that can wait a bit. For now, we're doing Yunnan. Xinjiang is called in. Good. Communist China. We only need Ma, Shaanxi. Okay, we only need Shaanxi. We only need Yunnan now. And as I thought, they are not willing to join, since they feel threatened by us. Let's do mountain artillery. I don't need to be buying from the Soviets anymore. I was strengthening them so that, you know, there would be a stalemate here. But now I got British Empire. I can buy from them on the cheap. New justification is ready. Let's attack. I am interested in acquiring Communist China, of course, because that will give me roughly 30 million manpower. I'm making some edit divisions that will be converted into other ones, depending on what I need at the moment, and some mountaineers. Soon we should be able to connect here, thus increasing our effectiveness, and I can reduce British independence, which is good because now I'm getting their military factories. Port of Leningrad, really? I'll need to get in on that soon, otherwise the Germans will take everything, and I want a peace for myself. I hope we can get to Communist China, because having them occupied will simplify the peace deal very much. Yeah, right, we are in Communist China. Now capitulating China itself is the most difficult because they have special modifiers. What is my participation, by the way? 9% only. But it doesn't matter. Actually, Japan is quite easy to maneuver out of, you know, the most important bits of territory here. At this rate, Germany will probably get the most of it. You know, I don't think there's any good reason to delay this. I can do those two simultaneously. I'm gonna need 2 more field marshals. My highest level generals will get promoted, and hire a lot more generals. Promoted some field marshals, edited some units, and send them all to the front lines. We need to declare war on the Soviets very soon, otherwise we'll get absolutely nothing in the peace deal, because the Germans are about to win. All of Moscow, you know what, I need to join now. Even if my borders are not secure. Germany, I'm gonna join a war now. Now, we might lose some territory temporarily, especially here from Mongolia, because they are ready to attack us. But my troops are on the way, hopefully they'll get there soon, and I'll have some participation. Finally. Right. The Japanese went first, of course. Can I puppet Communist China in my turn? Yes, I can. Okay, that's wonderful. I need to shadow puppet everyone else and puppet Communist China, and then feed them all the land that I can feed them. If you don't know what shadow puppeting is, I advise that you search for a shadow puppet video on my channel. I have made a thorough guide to it. Alright, Communist China puppeted, the rest shadow puppeted. Wonderful outcome. And the turn? Now, the Japanese will try to take some land for themselves. What I am going to do is try and feed Communist China as much as possible. Apart from this bit here, I can use it for the invasion of the Soviets, so I'll take that myself. Take Communist China and just give them all of the rest of this territory. They have cores there, and they will have amazing amounts of manpower, which I am of course going to steal. Let's end the turn, and that's it. We have a huge Communist China, which is called the Chinese Empire, and we might get attacked by the Japanese, but it doesn't really matter. And what is the most important is 24 million manpower. I was hoping for a bit more, but that's amazing too. Now let's beat up the Soviets. How are we doing on our puppets' independence? It's fine. We should be able to annex Britain relatively soon. Switzerland. Switzerland joined Comintern. This is gonna take a while. I'll go get some tea or something. And we can reduce the autonomy of East Indies. I trust the Germans will handle Crimea. What's my war participation? 22%. That's good enough. Full of Stalingrad, how long until we capitulate? Okay, only just a little bit. British Empire. First, let's check if I actually am using all their manpower so it doesn't go to waste. Yes, I am. Okay, good. Well, let's annex them. Manage subjects, annex. Now that costs 300 political power, so I do need to stockpile it a little bit. Yay, more territory, more troops, and, most importantly, a little bit more ships. Soviet Union annexes Taureor, the new Chinese template. All the troops that are using only our manpower, that used to be British, well, I'm gonna switch them into the Chinese ones now. And as we all know, Chinese manpower is infinite, so we will not have anything to worry about. Someone's justifying against me. United States, well, that's not against me. That is actually against the Germans. Prussian menace. Good. The Soviet Union should be surrendering any minute now. And then, well, what happens then? Then we'll have to puppet them. Well, I don't really need another puppet when I have China. However, this way we'll be able to deprive the Germans of so much more, as well as control the borders a bit. But first things first, what do we need to do? We need to puppet the Soviet Union. End the turn. They're my puppet now. And let's see the war score. I have to pass again. That's unfortunate, but I did have to do that. And now what we're going to do is select our new puppet and give them all the territory that is directly adjacent to the Germans, as well as all the coastal territory. This way, the Germans will be unable to take anything else from the Soviet Union, and the rest is ours. And take this bit here for ourselves. However, I don't actually need a Russian puppet, so I might as well just take everything inside directly for myself. Not only that, I can actually take stuff here for myself. The important bit is that we can't border Germany here, because that would ruin some of my plans, and we need to have enough war score to completely cordon them off. So essentially what I did here is I made our Russian puppet be tiny and only cover the border with Germany, and the rest I'm going to be taking for myself. Let's end the turn. And take the rest, because now Germany cannot take anything. And that's it. Now, the Germans will have to fortify this border because they perceive it as a border with us when we start fighting. However, they won't be able to enter this territory as it is not my territory, it's my puppets, and my puppet will not be called in. This could cause trouble with Japan, but Japan is guaranteeing the independence of Germany. It is not allied with Germany, so as long as we don't attack Germany or Italy, but rather we attack someone they would defend only, we will be fine on Japan. And we will need to be leaving the Axis soon for two reasons. One, the United States are about to attack Germany, and in the current version of the game, for some reason, they are able to call my puppets into the war. And they're doing this focus, which will let them puppet us. So, I don't know if this is stoppable, so I'll have to leave the faction before this is complete. We're going to attack them by attacking nationalist Spain, who is fascist. And when we attack them, after having left the Axis, Germany should rush in to defend them. Thus we will be able to attack them without directly attacking them and leave Japan not involved, as well as, hopefully, them unprepared. I am still on free trade, which is the source of my problems with steel. I should have gotten out of free trade quite a long time ago. However, I have always had better stuff to spend my political power on. I suppose it's going to hurt me quite a bit now. Alright, it's time to leave the Axis. Good. Now we will not be involved in the American war, nor will they be able to puppet us through focus. However, can I get military access from Italy? Yes, I can. Can I get military access from France? No, and Germany? No. These guys are going to Italy. Hopefully this will be enough to capitulate them easily. Finally, we can switch our economy out to limited exports. And the United States is attacking Germany, which is good for me. Hopefully they'll keep them distracted. Let's declare war on Spain. Not call any allies, and they should join the Axis now, letting us take them over. Okay, yes, they have joined the Axis. Now, do the Axis accept the invitation to join the war? Now, that's the question. Venezuela has been called in. And Italy. See, our gambit is paying off. Although I think I've chosen the wrong army to do this, let's just activate and see how that goes. We could have Italy in a moment, we'll see. And Germany is finally involved. Now, Germany has to dedicate quite a lot of troops here, because this is a potential avenue of attack for me, but I'm not going to be using it. Doing well against Germany. How's Africa? Fine as well. Oh, you're doing an unauthorized naval transport. Well, that's pretty stupid of you. Are they pushing back? Well, that's unfortunate. As for Germany, I might actually beat Germany before I beat Italy. Although we still need to take this area. Italy's pushing back. I'm pretty concerned with this. This is a weird looking order. Ah, it's working. Let's not mess with the good thing. Yeah, it really looks like I'll beat Germany before I beat Italy. I feel like I've trapped most of their armies here. Thus, it is relatively easy to get through here. And once we take Hamburg, Germany should capitulate. And when Germany capitulates, life gets easier. No, not yet. Oh, yes, yet. Germany has capitulated. Beautiful, isn't it? No Germany in sight. Now you guys need new orders. You have to cut through France and Spain too. Nationalist Spain counts as a major nation, so we will have to get through there. But now that Germany is not involved, it's going to be much easier. Need to go to closed economy. I'm going to have to attack Portugal, and I'm going to have to time it perfectly. Why? Well, because I wanted them to join the Axis, but not be involved in the peace conference. So that then I can attack them, or rather stay at war with them, and quickly justify on all the other European nations that I want to conquer. Vichy France has capitulated. Ah, crap, this went to the United States. How am I supposed to land in Spain now? I mean, I can do a naval invasion, but I really don't want to. Wait a minute, what if I let them take it? Yeah, let's just wait a bit. The Spanish should be able to retake it in a moment. Are they involved in the war against the United States? They are. Alright. Oh, we don't need the naval invasions, we just need to wait for them to retake the US stuff. Alright, the US have been pushed back. Oh! Well, I didn't notice that. And I should not have called the Chinese in. Okay, what we need to do is end this war quickly, because I can't relocate half my army to take care of India right now. Alright, nationalist Spain. Now we need to time this properly. Okay. Oh! I paused at the exact right moment. They're about to capitulate. What we need to do now... Maybe I paused it a bit too late, I hope not. I need to declare war on Portugal and have them join at the Axis. Perfect. They have joined the Axis, but they are not involved in the peace conference. Why does that matter? Well, because now, when I attack them, I will have fast justification on everyone else, and I still need to conquer Finland, Sweden, Ireland, and... Is there anyone else left? I think that's it. I just want this land directly. Let's start by shadow puppeting everyone, and start by taking all of the coast. This way, hopefully the United States will be unable to get in here. Right, if I haven't made any mistakes, there should be no way for the United States to get inside here. Now let's proceed to take some more land. Okay, that's it. We still need to annex Russia and Bulgaria, though. 1,500 factories. Are we still at war with Portugal? We are. This is perfect, but we must make sure to not win this war. Secure the Portuguese border, but do not attack. In the meantime, we need to attack Sweden, Finland, and Ireland. Let's work on annexing Bulgaria. I'm gonna send them Lend-Lease. Let's start justifying our next war goals. Ireland. 10 days. Justification for Ireland is ready, and our troops are in position. Let's attack. And justify on Sweden. Yes, Ireland joined Axis. Japan attacked the Romanian East Indies. Well, that's not something I like. It's also not something I'm going to be bothering with. You do what you need to do. I was about to annex them, you know. They wouldn't have attacked if I did that. Ireland has capitulated, and justification on Sweden is complete. Should wait a bit. They're not in position yet. In the meantime, let's justify on Finland. Ireland is ours, by the way. Justification complete, and we can reduce Bulgaria's independence. Good, because I'm about to annex them, and the Russians. Speaking of the Russians, let's send them Lend-Lease as well. Our guys are still on their way. Yeah, right, let's declare war on Sweden. They joined the Japanese alliance instead. Well, then I'll have to settle for just having them occupied rather than annexed. Portugal should be capitulating now. Can I take all states? Yes, I can. That deals with Portugal and Ireland. We still have Sweden and Finland to deal with, and Russia and Bulgaria to annex. The goal was Europe, and we almost have Europe. Yes, Japan is getting into Russia, but I can stop them at any moment if I want to. I just can't be bothered because we're about to win. Finland has capitulated. Sweden has capitulated. Okay, perfect. Well, not entirely perfect. I need to send my whole fleet to the Baltic Sea because there's 2 islands that I haven't taken. Set up a few naval invasions. Let's enable them. How is this not working? Did I mention I hate naval management? Let's annex Bulgaria and decrease the autonomy of Russia. Alright, finally, naval superiority. Launch invasions and finish them off. Go take Gotland. And annex Russia. Come on, it's just 1 unit. Right, that's it. We own all of Europe and most of the rest of the world. Now, we could continue this to a world conquest. It would be trivially easy. Really, with our amount of weapons and people, we would easily crush Japan, and with the fleet we have inherited from the British, we wouldn't have too much trouble launching a naval invasion on them. As for the United States, well, they can't stand up against almost 2,000 factories, and just crush them from the north. And, you know, the rest of the countries are just a formality by that point. Although, one could argue that at the point we're at now, all the rest is just a formality, so we're not going to continue that, because it would be very boring. So, that's it. Here's Romania for you. I'm going to end the video here. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you thought, and most importantly, what my next challenge should be. If you're interested in seeing the others, there is a link to a playlist in the description, which contains all of the challenges I've done so far. Yeah, let's end it here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.